Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is your captain speaking. It's official. Spoiler season for Double Masters 2022 has begun, and today has been kicked off with some amazing reviews and leaks and spoilers. And wow, are you in for some surprises? So, with that said, we've got a good chunk of close to 100 cards to go through today. Some common, some rares, some uncommon, some mythics and several reprints on the lower side of commons and uncommons. So, with that said, I'll speed through some of those because we're here to look at and get a grasp of what it's really going to be like when Double Masters 2022 comes to a store near you. And I can tell you right now, from what I've seen today, I am already excited. And man, there's just more to come. So with that said, remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, comments down below, feed that YouTube algorithm for you and me. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so make sure you're subbed up so you can get all these new videos and information as soon as it comes out. Also, there's links to the eBay store, Patreon, and my personal email for the store in the description if you want to reach out, say hi, ask some questions, or even request some product. It's all good. And if you just want to get in there and eBay and buy some cards or Patreon it up for a subscription to help support the channel, appreciate that as well. But now, tray tables and seat backs, your full upright position, everybody, because we are going to dive right in and look at some of the sweetness that is getting ready to come out in July. So we're going to start our day off with Lord of Extinction. This is a pretty good mythic. It's a green, black, and 3 elemental. Its power and toughness is equal to number of all cards in all graveyards. This is a sexy card. Gotta love it. It's a little expensive too. It's a little on the high side, but it's been reprinted once or twice, maybe. But still a great mythic. Great for all you Commander players out there. Next we have Splendor Fright. So this is a green and a 2. This is a trampling creature. It says power and toughness equal a number of creature cards in your graveyard. At the beginning of your upkeep, mill 2 cards. It's kind of like a half Goyf for 1 more mana. Very interesting. Don't know if it's reprint or not. I don't recognize it from the cards I've played, but that doesn't mean a whole lot. But it does seem to be kind of powerful, but Goyf just seems to be better in Modern. However, the trample might be worth the extra mana. We'll have to wait and see. Next, we have Vulcan Orry. So this thing's been reprinted out the wazoo on the list. But it's here again. You may cast spells as though they had flash. I'm pretty sure this is still about $10, $15 cards, so pretty sweet for a rare, not gonna lie. Next we have, that's right, Ulbog the Infinite Gyre. You see me reveal this earlier because someone found it in a pack, but this is the old picture. So we'll just go ahead and skip past this one. For those of you who don't know all the trinity of the Eldrazi's here, we finally got a Gravetide reprint that was not in the list. So this card has been reprinted in the list a couple times, but it's a great commander card. Everybody loves it. It's a green, blue, black, and 3 for a 6/6 for 6. During each of your turns, you may play a land or cast a permanent spell of each permanent type from your graveyard, i.e., creature, enchantment, so forth and so on. Great commander card. It's around 20 bucks. Needs another reprint. Probably gonna drive the price down to about 10 though, but still amazing card. Seen played in standard. Phyrexian Altar is back, so this card is still pricey at 20 bucks. That is rare. This may drive the price down a little bit, but I'm gonna be honest with you, it didn't drive the price down last time they reprinted it in Modern Horizons 1. So, still a great card. Next, look at this, guys. They have reprinted the Allosaurus Shepherd from Jumpstart into the set. This is okay, I'm exaggerating, $90 or $80 mythic. Straight into the set. Lots of value. Great reprint. Sees all kinds of play in every kind of deck, especially elf decks and legacy and vintage. I mean, wow, this is a great card to be in this set, and it's going to be expensive because it's only in Jumpstart, and in that set, it's hard to get. Next, we have Mana Vault again. You can say all you want. Love me some Mana Vault. I love the new art, the new pictures. Like the old school stuff too, but this is just a classic. Easily $10, $20 card, and the special versions a lot more. We have Alta Palma Nest Tender. I believe this is a reprint. It's a white, green, red, and 1 for a 2/3 legendary human shaman. For 2 and tapping it, you get to create an 0/1 green egg creature token with Defender. Whenever an egg you control dies, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest in the bottom of the random order. That is disgusting, and I see Commander guys drooling in the background already. I can hear you breathing heavy, boys. So, this is going to be a sweet card, and it's a great printing, and this is going to be so much fun in Commander. Cavern of Souls. We've asked for it. We've prayed for it. It's been on the list. It's still not good enough. We've got it in the set as a mythic again. This card just won't go down. Easily a $50 card still, $40, $50 range. And this probably won't drive the price down too much. It's easily going to be a $30 card. It just sees way too much play. And man, am I glad to see this in the set because that's some value. Sensei's Dividing Top back as a rare. Originally in not Neon Dynasty, I'm sorry, Kamigawa as an uncommon. This card's still fetching $40 from the list. So this is easily, if you downgrade it, maybe $30 rare. Great value in the set, and it's going to be sweet to pull. Next we have, look at this, guys. They reprinted Imperial Seal from Portal. Oh my god. One of the best tutor cards. For 1 black, you search your library for a card, then shuffle your library. Put that card on top, you lose 2 life. Any card, guys, for 1 black. This is going to be huge. Commander guys have been dying for this card. I'm pretty sure it's up in the $100 range. Last time I checked, I haven't been really keeping track of it because I honestly didn't think they're going to reprint this thing. But lo and behold, here it is. And it is sexy. Man, imagine cracking one of these bad boys. Bloom Tender's back, everybody. That's right. So for green and 1, you get a 1/1. For each color among permanents you control, add 1 mana of that color. This is the mana dork that kind of set the stage back in the day around the Morningtide era. Thing's great. It's amazing. Commander guys love it. This is a great rare to put into the set and a much needed reprint. Teferi's Protection is back. You believe that? Another $50 rare. This is probably going to drop the price down to maybe $20 if we're lucky. But this is an amazing Commander card. Not to mention other places it gets seen in, like, Vintage or Legacy and other weird shenanigan style decks. Like, this card is amazing. And this is another great reprint at rare. So much value. Phyrexian Tyranny, not the greatest reprint, but I'm not going to lie. Red, black, and blue. This is a reprint from back in the day. Whenever a player draws a card, the player loses 2 life unless they pay 2. This just brings back memories from when I used to play Plane Chase, and it just makes me warm and fuzzy inside. So next here, all right, we got some commons finally. Deep Analysis, blue and 3. Target player draws 2 cards. You can flash it back for blue 1 and 3 life. An amazing common. This is going to be a powerhouse set to draft. Sweet Lord in heavens. Great card. We have Weaver Changeling. So for 2 green and 3, we get a 3/5. It's a Changeling with reach. When it enters the battlefield, if there are 3 or more other creature cards in your graveyard, you gain 5 life. Not too shabby for 5. We have Balustrade Spy, black and 3 for 2/3 of flying. When it enters the battlefield, target player reveals cards from top of their library until they reveal a land card, then puts those cards into their graveyard. Pretty sweet for a mill card, not going to lie. And in Commander, this could be kind of devastating. Yeah, interesting. Riftbolt reprint. How long we waited for something like this? So we get a Riftbolt reprint, and I'm happy about it. We just don't have enough of these guys floating around. This is an uncommon/common up in the $5 range in Modern. Great card. Love to see it. Glad it's in here. Blood Water Entity. Just a reprint from a more recent set. It's a red, blue, and 1 for a 2/2 flyer with prowess. When it enters the battlefield, you put target instant or sorcery spell from graveyard on top of your library. Good card for sealed, and in the draft format, it's probably going to be pretty sweet. Seeker of the Way from Old Cons. 1 white and 1 2/2 with prowess. That means +1/+1 for every non-creature spell, and it gains lifelink. So, pretty sweet. Not gonna lie. I remember playing this bad boy. Thought Scour. 1 blue, target player mills 2 cards, draw a card, common instant. We've been waiting for this thing to be reprinted forever. This is another $5 card there for a while because of lack of reprinting. Now it's going to be cheap, and it's going to be sweet because now everybody's going to have access. Tuskguard Captain, green and 2 for 2/3 with Outlast of 1. For you who don't know what Outlast is, you can see right there. For 1 green, tap on your creature. You put a +1/+1 counter on it. You can only do it as a sorcery. And each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter has trample. This is again another reprint from Khans. Probably going to be good for the draft format. Anak Bonkin, again from Khans, I believe. White and 1 for a 2/1. Yep, it has Outlast. For white and 1, you can put a +1/+1 counter on it. Each creature you control with +1/+1 counter has first strike. Pretty sweet for draft. Experiment 1 reprint. Remember this powerhouse. 1 green for a 1/1. It evolves. Every time you lay a creature's got a bigger power or toughness, it gets a +1/+1 counter. You can remove 2 +1/+1 counters, and Experiment 1 gets regenerate. It's a common now. This used to be a powerhouse uncommon. Chronicle of Heroes. I believe this is from not Throne. I'm sorry. Anyway, it's white, green, and 1 for a 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, you can draw a card. If you control a creature with a +1/+1 counter on it. Theros. That's the set I'm looking for. Theros, I think. Don't quote me on that. Look at that, guys. Dockside Extortionist finally got a reprint. This thing was up in like the $50, $60, $70 range. This thing's getting outrageous. 1 red and 1 for a 1/2. When it enters the battlefield, create X treasure tokens, where X is the number of artifacts and or enchantments your opponents control. Commander players have been asking for this forever, and we finally got it. Another big value card for the set. Just too sweet. Stormfleet Pyromancer. This is a reprint. Red and 4 for a 3/2. Has raid. Whenever it enters the battlefield, if you have somebody attack this turn, deals 2 damage to any target. I don't think this is Khans. I think it was more. I think it might have been in the Khans block. Nope. Ixalan. My bad. Fireblade Artist. This is a recent printing. Red black for 2/2 with haste. You may sacrifice creature beginning your upkeep. If you do, it deals 2 damage to target creature or opponent. I'm not fond of this being a reprint, but if there's a sacrifice kind of deck in the draft format, I can see why it's in here. We have Cartel Aristocrat. That answers that question, doesn't it? So for black and white, you get a 2/2, sacrifice another creature. The Aristocrat gets protection from color of your choice in a turn. We have the Doomed Traveler. Again, something you can sacrifice. 1 white for a 1/1. When he dies, you create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. It's pretty sweet for a common. Dark Dweller Oracle. Red and 1 for a 2/2. You can sacrifice a creature, exile top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. So we found the sacrifice colors. Elvish Rejuvenator. Green and 1 for a 1/1. Look at top 5 cards of your library. Put a land from among them onto the battlefield. Tap the rest on the bottom of the library in a random order. Great draft card. Not going to lie. Annoyed Altasaur. So for 2 green and 5 from Ixalan. 6/5 reprint. It's got reach and trample. This thing's got Cascade. Never mind. This was not in Ixalan in any way, shape, or form because they didn't put Cascade in there because that would have been just terrifying. But it's in this, and it cascades for 7, so ugh. This is going to be sweet in draft, and Commander guys are probably going to eat it up too. Hey, look at that. Rampant Growth got a reprint. Green and 1. Search your library for a basic land card. Put it in the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Boy, that's old school. Way too powerful to be printed in the standard. Winged Steed Rider reprint. From Theros again, I believe. White, and 1 for a 2/2. Flying. It has Heroic. Whenever you cast a spell, it targets it. It gets +1/+1 counter. We have Thrive reprint. For green and X, you get a sorcery. Put a +1/+1 counter on each of X target creatures. Not too shabby. We have the Gnarlback Rhino reprint. 2 green and 2 for a 4/4 with trample. Whenever you cast a spell that targets the Rhino, you get to draw a card. Hero of the Games from Theros again. Red and 2 for a 3/2. Whenever you cast a spell that targets the hero of the game's creatures you control get +1/+. So that's right. If you target him, he now becomes a Crusade for everybody. God's Willing reprint. 1 white. Protection from a color. Scry 1. The best of combat tricks. Eye Blight Ending. Wow, from Morningtide. Black and 2 elf tribal instant. Destroy target non-elf creature. This is going to be a great removal spell for draft. Wow, it's going to be cool. Next we have the Dreg Mangler. So for a green, black, and 1, you get a 3/3. It has haste. You can scavenge for 5. That means you get to exile this card and put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to the card's power on target creature control. Not too shabby. Pretty sure it's a reprint. Lava Coil reprint. Red and 1. Lava Coil deals 4 damage to target creature. If it would die, you exile it. If there's going to be a lot of scavenging, this is going to be really helpful in those draft decks. So, not too sad about seeing this. Brindle's Shout. It's a pig. Boar. My bad. So, for 1 green and 1, you get a 1/1. Whenever it dies, you also get a 3/3. Again, sacrificing in the house. And not too bad of a creature, to be honest, for draft. Next here, Seeker Squire from Ixalan, black and 1 for a 1/2. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you get to explore. It could be a 2/3 for 3, or 2/3 for 2, or it could only be a 1/2 that gets you a free land. Gotta love that. That means there might be some explore mechanics going on in here. Deranged Assistant, a blue and 1 for a 1/1. Tap, mill a card, add 1 colorless. Boy, I hate to see what that's going to be comboed with. Anyway, moving on. Unearthed Reprint. Boy, is that a sweet picture. 1 black, return target creature card, mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, and it has cycling. It's a sweet card. Next, Pirate Pillage, more Ixalan stuff. Red and 3, sorcery. Additional cost, you got to discard a card, but you get to draw 2 cards and create 2 treasure tokens. We've been making a lot of these cards lately. Next, we have the Advanced Stitchwing. This is from Innistrad, I believe, reprint. 2 blue and 3 for a 3/4 flying. A blue and 2, discard 2 cards, return the Stitchwing to the graveyard to the battlefield. Yeah, pretty sure it's an Innistrad card. Momentary Blink. I forget what this is from, but it is a reprint. White and 1, exile target creature you control, then return to the battlefield under your control. Flashback of blue and 3. Pretty sweet card for draft. I don't think he's played a whole lot in Commander, but hey, what are you gonna do? Still a sweet card. Aether Snipe is back from back in the day. A blue and 5 for a 4/4. When it enters the battlefield, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hands, or you can evoke it for a blue, 2 blue and 1, which is basically Boomerang, which means pick up a permanent. This one's non-land though. So this is pretty sweet. Forget what set it's from, but man, it's been a while since I've seen this bad boy. Next we have Vampire Sovereign, 2 black and 3 for a 3/4. When it enters the battlefield, opponent loses 3 life, you gain 3 life. I think that's a reprint from a core set. Ew. Anyway, next we have Settle Beyond Reality. I forget what this is from, but it's a white and 4. Sorcery, you get to choose one or both. Exile target creature you don't control and exile target creature you do control. Then return to the battlefield under your owner's control. There seems to be a lot of blink effects going on. We just got to wait to see what kind of creatures we have that have those come into play effects. It's really going to rock this really good. Next we have Cryptic Spires. Now I want to take a second here, guys. So this is a common land, obviously for draft. But just look at this. As you create your deck, circle 2 of the colors below. Cryptic Spires enters the battlefield tapped. Add 1 mana of either of those 2 colors. This is a great idea for mana fixing in a draft format, and they need to do this more often. Like making this 1 card instead of making a 2-color combination for every color, I think would be better, and just having more of this card. That's just my personal opinion. I think this is sweet. It's going to be great for draft, especially in a format like this where it's going to be, you're going to want to play those real powerhouse cards. You're going to need mana fixing. I love it. Next, we have Mizzix of the Igmagnus. Well, I haven't seen him in a while. So for red, blue, and 2, you get a 2/2 Goblin Wizard Mythic. Whenever you cast instant or sorcery spell, mana value greater than the number of experience counters you have, you get an experience counter. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each experience counter you have. This is disgusting. Only because you can start casting stuff for dumb cheap. Yeah. I'm not sure if this is really worth a whole lot, but I'm sure once somebody figures out how to bust this thing, it's going to be retarded. Alright, so moving right along. Oh, and that's all the spoilers. Wow, managed to get through them in less than 20 minutes. Props for me, even though I stopped to talk about a lot of shenanigans there for a while. Well, guys, my first overview of this set is, man, am I stoked. We've seen some great mythics, amazing rares with value. Obviously, some of them don't have a lot of value because everything can't have value. But there's not many bulk rares yet that I've seen that are just terrible. This looks pretty sweet. Now, mind you, we've got a long way to go. And with that said, it could get worse, which even a little worse would still be good considering what we just saw. But if it gets any better, oh daddy, is this going to be sweet. We already know that there's going to be a Planeswalker. We know Rin and 6 is going to be reprinted. We know Liliana, Last Hope's reprinted. All 3 of the Eldrazi's are reprinted. Those are some serious powerhouse cards, guys. I think people are really underselling this set for what the value it is. And with all these mythics having these alternate art cards and all these other alternate art cards, these collector boosters, I think are really going to be taken off and worth money in the long run. Um, and I think the reason why people aren't buying it right now is they were scared because Neon Dynasty was a blip that was really good, and every other set, the two sets before that was bad. The sets after it were bad. Dupina sucked, in people's opinion. I don't think it's that bad. But now, and then Commander Legends came out and people were pissed, so nobody was buying it, causing the price to drop. I've already noticed that since these spoilers came out today, those prices are no longer cheap, and they've went way back up because people are realizing this is going to be the set to buy. So, with that said, guys, get you some cards, get you some packs, get those pre-order lists before more stuff comes out because it's just going to get better, I think. And until next time, be kind, and I hope to see you across from the game table at this pre-release. Ooh, daddy.